So how do you beat Celtic? How do we overcome the monster, the green and grey monster at the Gyro Dome, at the Pedo Dome, at the Shark Head, whatever you want to call that hideous place across our city? Well, look, one of the big things for me over past Old Firm games has been the inability of Rangers to take control of the midfield. The midfield is kind of central to everything. It aids the defence. It obviously launches the attacks. It controls the tempo of the game. It controls the rhythm, the pace, everything of the game. Now, for too long now, we have allowed Callum McGregor, lorahhatton, Matt O'Reilly, their midfielders to absolutely dominate our midfield and to take control. And I think we saw in the first half of the game at Ibrox, for example, earlier in was it April, on the 7th of April, we saw them take control. We saw them dominate us in the first half, and us having an inability to do anything about it to wrestle control back from them. Now, what we need to do realistically on Saturday is take control of that midfield, and we need players in there who have the legs, the heart, the passion, the battle, the strength to actually do that. The ability to get in and around Hatate, in and around McGregor, make life as difficult for them as possible and wrestle control from them. Now, look, I'm going to say something that may be unpopular with some Rangers fans, and I think it has probably got a high likelihood of not happening. I'm calling on Phil Clement to have some balls, have some courage, have an understanding that what we've tried so far has not worked. You know, what we've done in terms of the midfield battle against them does not work. Now, John Lundstram, for me, is one of the big weak pieces in this midfield at this present moment in time. And against Celtic, he is often the weak link. He's played in 13 Old Firm games. 13, guys. That's how many he's played in. And we have won 2. We have won 2 out of 13 Old Firm games with John Lundstram in midfield. Lundstram has turned up in 2. That's it. In 2 games. He's turned up in 2. You know, there was obviously those tackles in the cup fight in the semi-final that went to extra time on Callum McGregor. But other than that, he really does hide. He retreats. He goes and sits in the back 4. He goes and, slows down the pace of the game. And I think it was noticeable yesterday that, constantly it was Diomande when he received the ball, was turning, looking forward, looking to get the play going. Whenever Lundstram received the ball, he was turning, looking back, slowing the pace down. When Lundstram got more involved in the game, and it did slow the game down. Lundstram will do the same on Saturday against Celtic. He will retreat, he will hide, he will drop into the back 4, he will slow the game down, he will allow McGregor, to dominate the game. Apologies for that, guys. But look, what we need to do is we need to have a midfield that are capable of keeping in and about Hatate, keeping in and about McGregor. We need a midfield that have legs, that have the ability to go both ways, to go forward, to go back, and have this pace to keep up with and really disrupt the Celtic midfield. Now, for me, there is only one answer to that, and that is the pivot 2 in front of the back 4. For me, really do need to be Mohamed Diomande and Dujon Sterling. Sterling would replace Lundstram. How would Sterling replace Lundstram? Well, number one, Sterling is very defensively aware. This guy is a right back, left back, played centre half as part of a 3, so can drop into the back 4 if required to help aid the defence. He reads the game extremely well. Now, people have said that his distribution is not perhaps of the standards of Lundstram's. Well, at least he passes the ball forward rather than backwards and sideways, which Lundstram does. But you've got Diomande there to be the man who distributes the ball, who moves the ball quickly, who gets the ball moving forward. Dujon Sterling is there to disrupt, to get in amongst. I would say even put him on Callum McGregor. Give him the job of taking McGregor out of the game. And I think Sterling will do that. He has the energy. He has the ability to get forward, to get back. He's got a better shot on him now. He will tackle anything that moves. He has singly proved, I think, that central defensive midfield is his best position. Yes, that was probably not expected when he joined in the summer, but Phil Clement, I think, has put him into a position where he has really excelled in that position. Having Diomande alongside him, I think will allow Diomande to go forward a little bit more. If you watch the game yesterday, one of the areas where Diomande becomes less effective is when he sees Lundstram constantly dropping into the back 4 and dropping deep, meaning Diamande's got to come back deeper to get the ball. As he receives the ball deeper, he is less able to affect the game up the pitch. Diomande with Sterling there, I think would enable Diomande to work further forward. Where Rangers were more effective yesterday was when Suter was bringing the ball out from the back and breaking the lines, because he has the pace to do that. He was putting pace onto the game. Lundstram doesn't bring it forward, doesn't break the lines, doesn't increase the pace. He slows it. Sterling, I think, could win the ball, bring it out, increase the pace, break the lines, give it to Diomande in a more forward area, giving Diomande again the ability to use Cantwell, to use McCausland, to use Silva, to use Roof, Dessers, whoever plays up front more effectively with his passing. We need to put Diomande in a position where he can be further forward to affect the game. Yes, Diomande can get back and track back and defend as well, but with Sterling there, it frees Diomande up to move further forward and affect the game more. We need a midfield that is going to dominate against them. That's why I would go with these three here on Saturday against that lot. I would put Cantwell in that 10 role. I think, we've seen some of Cantwell's better performances are when Diomande is further up the pitch. He's able to give the ball to Cantwell further up the pitch. Cantwell, therefore, can affect the game a whole lot better. If Cantwell's going out wide or dropping deep to receive the ball, it limits his effectiveness. He's not able to create. He's not able to play that killer pass. There's too many players to go through. But when he receives the ball further up the pitch, he's able to thread that ball through or run it to just a couple of players rather than 4 or 5 players, go past them and create chances, as we saw against Hearts. So for me, a more dynamic midfield is needed if we're going to overcome Celtic. If obviously the lineup come out on Saturday, Lundstram is alongside Diomande, then I do fear that our midfield will become overrun again by McGregor, by Hatate, by O'Reilly, who will get far too much time, far too much space, because Lundstram constantly hides and lets us down in the Old Firm game. I don't understand how people, and in particular Clement, cannot see this. 2 wins out of 13. Go back and watch some of the performances that he's given in Old Firm games. He hides. He generally does hide. He's not up for the fight. I honestly think if you put a 3-man midfield in there of Dio, Cantwell and Sterling, you would have a midfield capable of taking control of that midfield and dominating Celtic. Like I said, Dujon in around McGregor, Dio further up affecting the game, Cantwell further up affecting the game, creating more chances and giving us a better chance of actually beating them at the Gyro Dome. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts. That's my thoughts. I know it's probably not going to happen. I know we're probably going to be stuck with Lundstram starting onto the end of the season. It'd be good when he does leave at the end of the year. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, please smash the sub on the way out. Thank you for watching. 2 things I always ask of you guys. Number 1, smash the like on the video. It helps beat the algorithm. And number 2, remember always, we are the people.